It's these two, and you're trying to sell things on the internet and you're not using either one of them. That's the problem. All right, I've actually never really talked about this before on a YouTube video because it's literally the thing that makes the most money inside of my business. So I kind of like to keep it a secret, but you know what? The cat's out of the bag. So I figure I should just go ahead and make a YouTube video about it. It'll probably help me make more money in the long run anyway. The thing that is going to help you stand out the absolute most inside of a saturated market is SEO. Now, I know this is a really big phrase. I know people talk about it all the time, but in this video, what I'm going to walk you through is first make a case why SEO and YouTube matter so much together. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to give you like examples on what it should look like. Now, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're in some form of saturated market. Truth be told, there really is no such thing as a saturated market. There's just a lack of creativities, ideals, and direct and hyper-targeted customer profiles. What does all of that mean? I don't care if you're in a market that is saturated and how to start a YouTube channel in 2024 where there are literally millions of people making content around this specific thing. It does not matter, because the only thing that's saturated is not the market itself, it's the people who you are choosing to serve inside of this market. As in, it needs to be more defined, it needs to be more cut down. And what SEO and long tail keywords specifically allow you to do is dive deeper into the exact specific problem that you solve. What I am going to talk about in this entire video, if you want me to just sum it up, is right now you are more than likely a small fish in a really big pond. What SEO and long form keywords allow you to do is become a big fish in a very tiny pond, which if you do the stuff that I tell you to do, B2B sales, sell stuff that's over $1,000 repetitively, and then use YouTube to back it up and make more money, you are going to see a lot of results, because we're not going to talk about how to solve broad and general problems. You are only going to make YouTube content that solves hyper-specific problems for a very hyper-specific pool of people. As in, if you are making YouTube videos that serve more than a group of 10,000 people, I am going to tell you to get more targeted in what you do. As in, you want to be the expert in this thing that there's a market for and only a few thousand people are in this market. Now, you might think, well, how the hell am I ever going to make any money if only a few thousand people are in the market? It's because you generally only need to convince 10 to 20 of those people that you're the best at what you do and that they need to buy your stuff. Think about it. 10 to 20 people, and you sell them a service for $1,000, you just made $10,000 to $20,000. Now, if you sell them an even more expensive service because it's more hyper targeted, if you're able to get them better results, so you're even to charge even more expensive service, you can now create a business that does 6 and 7 figures every single year because you serve a very niche group of people. And then once you solve the problem for that people, you can start evolving your niche. You can go from a pool of 10,000 people to potentially a pool of 20,000, a pool of 30,000, but you use the results from the pool that you started from of just simple 10,000 people with the few people who you convinced and are able to then scale up into it. Okay, enough strategy talk. SEO is ridiculously important, but it's even more important because we are talking about YouTube. YouTube, I know you've heard this before, is the second biggest search engine in the world, followed behind Google. And as I'm sure you already know, Google and YouTube are literally the same thing, making them two the biggest search engines in the universe. Number one, it's these two, and you're trying to sell things on the internet and you're not using either one of them. That's the problem. So how you stand out inside of a saturated market is not necessarily that you just make these big crazy videos and you spend a lot of money with budgets and you do all of these ridiculous marketing things. Granted, those things do work, but they take a lot of money, they take a lot of time, and you'll never actually be able to run your business. How you stand out inside of a saturated market is you use the tools that are readily available to you with a little bit of creativity, with a little bit of personality, and you literally just start making more money. So that means, going from the example that I used earlier, you were not talking about how to build a YouTube channel. You were talking about how to build a YouTube channel for real estate owners on the south side of Chicago who want to buy properties that are over $1 million. Understand that we just went from a very broad market with millions of people in it to a very small market with only a few thousand people in it. And once we dominate this very small market of people, we then can expand to a much bigger market. So instead of the south side of Chicago, we can do all of Chicago. We can do all of the Midwest. It doesn't necessarily matter, but you need to understand that standing out in a saturated market, there is no real such thing as a saturated market. There's just you and your lack of creativity in how to stand out, because people struggle with the thing that you solve. But are you talking to those people? Have you hyper figured out their problem? Because the reason why I'm telling you to get so specific and get so dive deep into the answer is literally because the bigger problem that you solve, the more money that you will have. Understand, people are not willing to pay very much money for how to start a YouTube channel because they literally can just Google it. But understand how many real estate brokers who sell things that are over $1 million, one, have the budget and capital, and two, that you can convince after one or two really good case studies and one or two really good client interviews that they need to be doing this, because every time they make a sale, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars. That means you can easily charge somebody $3,000 to $5,000 a month for that, right? If every time they make a sale for $1 million home, they're making a bunch of money, well, then that means you can show them how to make even more money by creating a systemized process that matters. And if you want to take a guess and see what I do works, watch some of my other videos. But if you want to really dive into it, literally understand the video that you're watching now is me doing that exact same process. The only reason I care to make videos about standing out in a saturated market is because I understand fundamentally that if you think your market is saturated, you probably also don't understand how to make a content system that is evergreen, that makes you a lot of money, and where you don't have to necessarily think about it a ton. So knowing that, I'm here, I'm showing you how to do it. And then the next thing that you're gonna do is go watch more of my videos. Understand that I know what the hell I'm talking about. Go look at my client interviews and go see the people who have made a lot of money following the things that I've said. And then you'll understand that everything I'm talking about works in sync. It works together. It is an evergreen environment and a system that once you enter the system, and a system that once you get a prospect to enter the system, they never leave and they have to continually watch your content over and over and over and over again until you have convinced them or nurtured them enough to buy the things that you sell. That's how you stand inside of a saturated market. It's literally not that hard. Do the things that I said. If you want more help, click the first link down below. See you in the next one. Peace.